Hey there. If you studied cybersecurity or trying to pass ethical hacking certs like OSFP, or just like playing around with capture the flags, you've probably heard of the PeasNG tool suite, and more specifically, Linpeas or WinPeas. These tools are very useful when enumerating a host looking for any available privilege escalation opportunities. But one common downside is that the output from these tools can be a little hard to work with and sort through, partially just because of how much output there is, and also depending on the type of shell you have, the output might be uglier. That's where a tool like ParsingPEAS can come in. I have an example of this tool's output on the screen now, and personally, I like this output way better than the default Linpeas and Winpeas ones. So today, I'll walk through how to use ParsingPEAS. Alright, let's set up ParsingPEAS. I'm on a Kali box right now in the ParsingPEAS GitHub repo. I can just scroll down to the quick start section, then I'll grab these commands right here and I'll paste them into a terminal. This clones the GitHub repo, installs dependencies, and starts the ParsingPEAS receiver. Note, all the setup script is really doing is downloading a fresh copy of Linpeas and Winpeas. At the end here, it runs a web server to listen for WinPeas or Linpeas output from a target. And that is actually it for the setup, so very simple. And note right here, it does tell you the commands that you would execute on your target to actually interact with the server and run WinPeas or Linpeas. Now I'll head to a vulnerable machine that I want to run this on. I just have a different desktop environment going here, and I have SSH connection already established as a unprivileged user to a vulnerable Ubuntu server. I'll run sudo-l to verify that I have no sudo permissions, but I want to enumerate the system and find a way to get root from my current user. So I'll run the ParsingPEAS tool. So I'll run that curl command from the ParsingPEAS instructions. You know that I had to change this to my Kali's IP address, of course, but I'll run this. And this downloads the script that's hosted on my Kali web server and then immediately runs the script with bash. Then it'll post the output back to the web server. Just give it a minute for the tool to run, and we should see done transfer successful. You can go to the output either by this URL here or directly from the file system. First thing I'll just do close all. And I'm looking for a cron job. I'll go to processes, cron, and services. Then cron job list. Then right here, I can see a cron job running every minute as root. So that'll be my target. I'll head back to my Ubuntu server. And I want to check the permissions on that cron job script. So I can do a ll opt. LL is just an alias for ls-alh. And I see that every permission flag is set for this file. So even though it's owned by root and the root group, everybody that has direct access to this Ubuntu server has read-write and execute permissions on this script. And since we have write permissions, anyone can edit the contents of this file. I'll go ahead and nan that file. I can go ahead and comment this line out here. Then I'll add a new line. Then I'll paste a simple reverse shell that I just pulled off of revshells.com. So now every minute that cron job will run this script as root, and I should get a reverse shell. I'll save this. I'll head back to my other desktop view, open a new terminal window, make this bigger. Now I'll spin up a netcat listener. So just nc-nlvp, and I'll do 9001 because that matches my shell. And then I'll just wait a minute. And just like that, I got a shell. I can run a who am I. And look at that, I'm root. Do an ID. And I'm root user root group. Well, that's about it for the video. Going to be honest, ParsingPEAS isn't some groundbreaking tool, but that doesn't matter. It's a nice little practical project that automates basic host enumeration with Linpeas and Winpeas. I do think that one of the coolest parts about this tool is that you have the main web page here, where it organizes all of your reports if you have multiple reports. So you don't have to worry about managing multiple host outputs or getting disorganized. I ran the curl command a few more times on the target to get some more reports to demo this. PeasNG has its own parsers, which are perfectly valid. It's just more manual, and I personally like the output less. Either way, that's about it for the video. Hopefully you learned something.